Good morning, everyone. Let's all be seated. Thank you very much. Welcome to the culminating day of the 56th FINEX Conference. I am Quintin Pastrana, your host for today. And before we start the program, may I request everyone to rise, join us in prayer, to be followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Dear God, thank you for allowing us to meet at today's event. May you extend your divine wisdom to our speakers so they may be able to impart their knowledge and expertise. Bless all the participants that they will obtain vital information from this event, that they will go out and share what they had learned in the spirit of your love and generosity. May this activity glorify your name alone. Amen.
We can all be seated. Thank you very much. Once again, welcome to the 56th FINEX Week Conference. This year's overarching theme is Empower Progress, Inspire Change, Transformational Growth through Sustainability, Diversity, and Digitalization. Now, it's the 50th of this year's fifth year week-long conference. And I can say from watching the discussions and experiencing them myself that the breadth and the depth of the discourse has almost beggared description. And more importantly, it does drive us and our firms towards collective action, informed decisions, and something that can go beyond the firm level into the greater economy. Thank you all for being here today and for contributing to that strength on strength. Now, to officially begin our program, may I call on stage FINEX President Augusto Toti Bengson to deliver his opening message.
Good morning, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and fellow members of FINEX. Welcome to the final day of the 56th FINEX Conference. This has been a remarkable week filled with thought leadership, innovation, and collaboration as we explored the pillars of our 2024 theme, Transformational Growth through Sustainability, Digitalization, and Diversity. We began the week by discussing the global perspectives on sustainability, diversity, and digitalization in the modern era, which presented a comprehensive framework for navigating the complexities of change. As sustainability increasingly influences decision-making, diversity emerges as a vital catalyst for innovation, while digitalization transforms the landscape. Our discussions have paved the way for deeper insights that will guide us moving forward. Tuesday's session focused on climate risks and opportunities, building climate change resilience. We examined both the risks and the immense opportunities that climate change presents for for business and society. The message was clear. Embracing sustainability is not just good for the planet, but also essential for business innovation and growth. On Wednesday, we had deep discussions on navigating generational gaps towards transformative growth. Bridging generational divides enables us to harness the collective potential of diverse talent pools, ensuring that each generation contributes to transformative growth. This is the heart of diversity in action, leveraging our differences to build stronger, more adaptive organizations. Yesterday's talks centered around practical applications of AI to achieve Philippine development goals. These highlighted how artificial intelligence can be a powerful tool for addressing the most pressing challenges of our time when applied responsibly. And now, as we begin today's session, I sense the momentum of the past 4 days converging towards our final theme: empower progress, inspire change. This week has been about driving progress through sustainability, greater diversity, and a digitally powered future. Today, we take these lessons and transform ideas into actionable change. We are truly honored to begin with a keynote address from Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala, Chairman and CEO of Ayala Corporation. His profound commitment to sustainable growth and innovation will set an inspiring tone for today's discussions. Jaza, thank you again for accommodating FINEX in your busy schedule. Following this address, we will delve into 4 critical areas that enable sustainability, digitalization, and diversity. First, we have Dr. Emmy Liza Perez Chong, Undersecretary of the Department of Health, who will present her topic, Towards a Healthy Filipino. A healthy population is the foundation of any nation's success, and we'll explore how health policies and systems can foster sustainable growth. Next, Secretary Francisco Chula Real Jr. from the Department of Agriculture and Secretary Rex Gatchalian from the Department of Social Welfare and Development. I understand that they were called to Malacanang, so they will be sending their USECs to represent them. Their USECs will lead a discussion on the critical Filipino challenges of hunger and food security. We will tackle the intersection of food security and economic progress, and how we can overcome these challenges to create a more resilient nation. Following that, Secretary Juan Edgardo Angara from the Department of Education will speak on educating the brighter Filipino. We will gain insights into how education acts as a crucial equalizer and key driver behind the Philippines' transformational growth. And finally, Undersecretary Josel Batapa Sige from the Department of Information and Communications Technology will address developing the digital Filipino. In this era of digital transformation, creating a technologically adept workforce is essential for maintaining our economy's competitiveness. Each topic will include panel discussions with experts from various sectors who will help us deepen our understanding of these critical areas. Together, these conversations will provide us with a roadmap for action, empowering us to drive progress in our organizations and inspire change across the nation. Later this afternoon, we will hear from Mr. Tsutsumo Manari, the chairman of the International Association of Financial Executives Institutes and the regional CFO for Europe at NIFCO Inc., who will offer an international finance perspective. His global viewpoint will connect our themes of sustainability, digitalization, and diversity to the broader international context. As a fitting conclusion to our week, Ms. Lorelei Kiambao Osial, President and CEO of Shell Pilipinas Corp., will deliver our closing keynote address. Her leadership in the energy sector and her vision for sustainable, equitable growth will leave us with much to reflect on as we conclude this year's conference. The challenge to all of us today is simple but profound. Apply what you've learned this week. Take these lessons back to your organizations, whether by embracing sustainability in operations, fostering greater diversity in your workforce, or leveraging digital technologies for innovation. Be the leaders who empower progress and inspire change. We are living in times of profound transformation, and the future belongs to those who are ready to adapt, innovate, and lead. As President John F. Kennedy once said, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Let us not fall into that trap. Instead, let us embrace the change and lean into opportunities as we look forward to a brighter, more sustainable future. Thank you, and may you all find this final day of the conference inspiring and transformative.
Thank you, President Toti Bangzon, for the warm welcome, the clarion call, and more importantly, for synthesizing this week's groundbreaking discussions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just for context, this is my second time to host a conference, and I've seen and pleased to see since last year the economy grow from strength to strength, and that's in no small part because of the collective membership of this institution. So thank you very much for that. And in light of that, we like to say, as like they like to say, the rising tide and tailwinds propel all boats in the bay, and you are the battleships in the bay. Thank you very much for your sponsorship and your participation. And in that regard, I'd like to call on the Liaison Director of the FINEX Week Committee, Ms. Mignon Ramos, to acknowledge our partners and sponsors.
Good morning. The 56th FINEX Week Conference would not have been possible if not for our sponsors. It's my honor to present them. Our platinum sponsors, Ayala Land Inc., Forecasting and Planning Technologies Inc., and Shell Pilipinas Corporation. Our diamond sponsors, IT Group Inc., in partnership with Blackline, PlanView, and Stronghold Insurance Inc. Our gold sponsors, Ace and Res, AC Health, Asticom, your digital-first shared services and outsourcing partner, BDO Unibank Inc., Bank of the Philippine Islands, Deloitte Philippines, KPMG RG Manabat and Company, Landco Pacific, the Land Bank of the Philippines, Landers Superstore, Metrobank, Oceana Gold, PwC Philippines, Romulo Mabanta Sayok and de Los Angeles, Security Bank, SGV and Company, Sun Life Investment and Trust Management Corporation, UBS and Vivant Corporation. Our patron sponsors, Aboitiz Power, Accenture Philippines, BPI MS Insurance, Converge ICT Solutions, DeMark Beauty, East West Bank Corporation, Ipsos Inc., Liberty Insurance Inc., Malayan Insurance Inc., McDonald's Philippines, MWell, FTI Consulting Inc., Ovia Land, Philippine Equity Partners Inc., PNA Grant Thornton, Regis Partners Inc., San Miguel Corporation, and Unilab, Alagang Tunay, Alagang Pilipino, Alagang Unilab yan. Our minor sponsors, Crystal Blue, Flight Travel Express, Gardenia, Isla Petroleum and Gas Corporation, Jollibee Foods Corporation, Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, Nature Tint, PBCom, ST Telemedia, and Santa Lucia Land. We would also like to thank our official media partners, Business World, Manila Bulletin, the Manila Times, and the Philippine Star, and our official TV partner, ANC. Also, our technology partner, GlueUp. I'd like to invite the FINEX officers, members, to please give our sponsors and partners a very big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mignon, and thank you again to all our partners and sponsors. Now, as I've said earlier, this week has been full of robust discourse, meaningful dialogue, learning, and action. So to give us a recap on what happened from day 1 to 4 and what's in store for us today, may I call on the co-chair of this year's FINEX Week Committee, Ms. Maricar Kai Casillo Reyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good morning and welcome to the final day of the 56th FINEX Week 2024. Again, I'm Kai Reyes, co-chair of the FINEX Week Organizing Committee and President and CEO of Asticom Technology. On behalf of the Organizing Committee, I am truly excited to welcome you to this culminating event, Empower Progress, Inspire Change, Transformational Growth through Sustainability, Diversity, and Digitalization. I would like to begin by acknowledging the presence of Mr. Augusto Bengson, President of FINEX, whose leadership and dedication have made this event possible. And of course, our keynote speaker, Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala, Chairman of Ayala Corporation, a true visionary whose contributions to sustainable and inclusive growth are an inspiration to us all. To all our distinguished guests, speakers, and participants, we are deeply grateful for your continued support and engagement throughout this incredible week. Over the past days, we have embarked on a journey of learning, collaboration, and inspiration. Beginning with day 1, we explored global perspectives on sustainability, diversity, and digitalization, with keynote speaker Alistair White, Deputy Head Mission British Embassy Manila, providing insights into the UK's strategies for economic growth and sustainability. He highlighted the UK's transition to renewable energy and its global implications, as well as the importance of embracing neurodiversity in the workplace. The session also emphasized the ongoing collaboration between the UK and the Philippines in areas like energy transition, climate finance, and biodiversity conservation, showing how international partnerships can drive progress in these critical areas. In the panel discussion on energy transition, Vince Perez of Alternergy Holdings Corp. And Jonathan Back of ASEN Corporation shared their perspective on the challenges and opportunities surrounding renewable energy development in the Philippines. The discussion underscored the need for sustainability across business practices, the benefits of fostering inclusive work environments, and the role of digital transformation in driving innovation. Key takeaways centered on the importance of international cooperation to tackle global challenges like climate change, while also emphasizing the interconnectedness of sustainability, inclusivity, and technological advancement. On day 2, we confronted the realities of our changing environment by discussing climate risks and opportunities, with experts addressing key financial and environmental challenges posed by the climate change. Benjamin Villacorta, SGV and Company, discussed the financial impact of climate risks and the need for companies to integrate climate resilience into their strategies through better reporting and risk management. Anne Adeline Dumalyang, Masungi GU Serve, highlighted the role of ecosystem-based solutions like reforestation and disaster risk mitigation, while Rudy Ramin, PCX, emphasized the importance of addressing plastic pollution through the extended producer responsibility law and a circular economy. Paco Magsaysay shared how Carmen's Best Ice Cream is adopting sustainable practices in production and packaging to mitigate climate impacts. The session reinforced the urgent need for business, governments, and civil society to collaborate and take action to build climate resilience. This was followed by day 3, where we navigated the generational gap, understanding how leveraging diverse perspectives can be a powerful driver of transformational growth. Ramon Ardel Rosario Jr. of FINMA Corporation shared insights on FINMA's evolution from industrial ventures to education, emphasizing their mission to improve lives by providing quality education to underserved communities. He stressed the human capital is the Philippines' greatest resource, with a focus on nation building through accessible education. His daughter, Daniel Del Rosario, COO of Union Panel Insulated Corporation, highlighted the importance of collaboration, innovation, and leadership development for the younger generation to continue the legacy of transformation growth. Pabiter Core of Deloitte underscored the need for inclusive leadership, leveraging generational diversity to drive innovation and sustainable growth. The panel collectively emphasized the enduring values of integrity, professionalism, and adaptability, noting the role of technology like AI in navigating future challenges. Then on day 4, we explored practical applications of AI to achieve Philippine development goals, shedding light to the potential of digital technologies to advance our nation's progress. The discussion centered on the practical applications of AI to achieve the Philippine development goals, focusing on education, agriculture, and healthcare. The stage was set with the focus of the rapid growth of AI and its potential to address the country's challenges in these sectors. AI's role in improving education, modernizing agriculture, and enhancing healthcare access and efficiency was emphasized. Dr. Christopher Monterola from Asian Institute of Management discussed how AI can drive productivity and efficiency in these areas, citing use cases like fraud detection, smart cities, and MSME support. He stressed that AI can significantly impact national development, but challenges like adoption, risk, and cost needed to be addressed. The panel discussion featuring legal expert attorney Rosemary King Dominguez of CSIP Law and founder CEO Hungry Workhorse Ray Lugto touched on AI's regulatory aspects, workforce implications, and its potential to reshape industries such as the BPO sector. Attorney Rose highlighted the need for legal frameworks to ensure fairness and data privacy in AI adoption. Ray and Professor Chris discussed the importance of education and mindset shifts among business leaders, urging the need for upskilling workers to adapt to AI's growing influence. The conversation concluded with a call for collaboration across sectors to democratize AI, ensuring it serves as a tool for an inclusive growth rather than amplifying inequalities. Day 5, today. We culminate all these learnings and insights with our theme, Empower Progress, Inspire Change, Transformational Growth through Sustainability, Diversity, and Digitalization. This full-day conference will focus on 4 key sectors: health, infrastructure, education, and food and agriculture. In each of these sessions, we will explore how integrating sustainable practices, fostering diversity, and embracing digital technologies can address the unique challenges and opportunities with these critical fields. Our goal today is not only to deepen our understanding, but also to equip every one of you with actionable strategies to drive transformational growth in your respective areas. By sharing insights, case studies, and strategies, we aim to inspire change that will lead to a more resilient and equitable future for all. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our attendees for being here today and for your unwavering support throughout the week. A special thank you goes to all our sponsors whose generosity and commitment have been instrumental in making this event a success. I also would like to extend my gratitude and congratulations to the organizing committee and the entire FINEX team for their hard work and dedication to bring this conference to life. Your efforts have truly empowered us to create a platform for meaningful dialogue and change. As we begin this final day, let us continue to engage, learn, and inspire each other as we work towards empowering progress and inspiring change. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the conference. I would still be here. For the highlight of today's event, it is my distinct honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, a visionary leader who has shaped both the business and social landscape of the Philippines. Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala is the chairman of Ayala Corporation, one of the country's oldest and largest conglomerates, with interests spanning real estate, banking, telecommunications, digital services, mobility, renewables, healthcare, and logistics. Under his leadership, Ayala Corporation has embraced innovation and sustainability, driving its business to excel in an ever-changing world. Mr. Zobel de Ayala is not only known for his business acumen, but also for his deep commitment to social responsibility. He has championed inclusive growth, working to create opportunities for all sectors of the society through Ayala's various initiatives in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. His forward-thinking approach, combined with his dedication to nation building, has earned his numerous accolades both internationally and locally. He was conferred various Philippine Presidential Awards in 2009, 2010, and 2015. In 2017, he was one of the 10 individuals and the first from the Philippines recognized as the United Nations Sustainable Growth Pioneer for his work in sustainable business strategy and operations. Mr. Zobel de Ayala is a leading voice in shaping the future of business in the Philippines and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala.
Morning to everyone. Phoenix President Toti Bengson, thank you very much as well for the invitation. I loved your opening remarks about embracing change. It's something we've all had to live with for a long time, and you're putting it front and square, puts it as a main theme. I think for all of you that don't know, Toti has been an extraordinary leader at Ayala Land. He's here officially as a title of CFO. But let me just use this forum as well, Toti, to thank you for leadership that goes beyond your being a CFO in Ayala Land. As a senior leader that's provided advice, thought leadership on so many different fronts. Thank you. Kai, thanks also for the very generous introduction. Very kind of you, and to all the others in the team, Risa, Mike, thank you. It's always a pleasure to accept your invitation. I think if I go back in time, FINEX was one of the first organizations I joined as a young professional, and the respect has continued to grow over the years as the institution has blossomed and matured. Congratulations to all of you. I know it's a lot of hard work keeping institutions like FINEX going, providing advice, bringing in speakers, and enabling the community that's here today to keep changing with the times. So congratulations. And wonderful other speakers that you have coming, and let me just recognize them, even if their USECs are coming. Wonderful that you managed to get Secretary Laurel, Secretary Gatchalian, Secretary Angara, and Undersecretary Perez Chong to come along as well. It's very much in keeping with the stature of FINEX that they've all accepted in one way or another. I was mentioning to the group earlier that your institution, together with a couple of the other leading business institutions in the Philippines, provide a core component of private sector voices in change that occurs in our country. FINEX works with the MBC, with MAP, and other institutions, and it's important that those voices continue to be heard. I've been a witness to many of the papers that the organization has put forward that's been transformative in the positions the government takes, and I hope that that tradition of excellence and professionalism continues as we move on. I'm encouraged at the same time that the topics you've chosen to headline in this week's events are fast emerging as the burning issues in the world today. Transformational growth through digitalization and sustainability, two themes that are massively important to me within the Ayala Group. And so just allow me to share some ideas around these themes in the hope that it'll spark further conversation. I look forward to a healthy dialogue as we move forward, but seeing from the introduction that the team here at FINEX have given, you've clearly covered some fascinating topics during this last week. But let me start with the first point, that transformational growth should be both exponential and inclusive. There is a growing recognition of and increasing demands to be accountable for the impacts that businesses create both on the physical environment and on people. The issue becomes much more complex when we add rapid digitalization at a country-level perspective to the mix. And issues of inclusivity have always had deep meaning for me. And I think the Ayala Group, during my 26 years as CEO, it was one component that I really wanted to bring firmly. Ayala, 26 years ago when I started, had a smaller component of inclusivity in its agenda. And over the years, we've wanted to embrace and touch base with a far greater component of the Filipino community than we did in the past. I like to think that we've achieved it in many ways, but that theme of inclusivity, I hope, Toti, that you and your group will keep it alive within the FINEX umbrella, because financial services and anything to do with finance is a big component of inclusivity. And I do believe we need to adopt a holistic perspective that recognizes the intersections between the environmental and social dimensions of sustainability. Sometimes sustainability as a word, it only really encompasses in many people's minds the environmental side, but the social dimensions are equally important as part of the growth trajectory of a country. For exponential and inclusive growth to happen, it must be built on principles of sustainability. At the same time, it must also be mindful of the rapid march of digitalization, ensuring that as we embrace new technologies, no one is excluded nor left behind. At its most basic, we need a natural environment that is conducive for individuals and institutions to exist and eventually flourish. This is especially relevant given our country's risk exposure to climate hazards. Our own Department of Finance reports that within a decade, we have incurred over 500 billion pesos of losses and damages from climate-related calamities. Nevertheless, we can be proud that our country is positioning itself not as a passive victim, but as a pathfinder in developing collaborative solutions. Although the country accounts for less than 1% of global emissions, we believe that we can propose practical solutions that will generate tremendous impact when scaled up. For instance, the Philippines was awarded the honor to host the Loss and Damage Fund Board, a UN-led mechanism established in COP28 last year. The fund aids developing countries' response to the economic and non-economic losses tied to climate emergencies. The country holds a seat on the board, ensuring that we can provide leadership and our own unique perspective in advancing climate action. For us in Ayala, in 2021, our entire group committed to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. This is an ambition that we're actually extremely serious about. We're proud that Globe and Ayala Land are two of only 5 companies in the Philippines whose emission targets have been validated by the Science Based Targets Initiative. We aim for all Ayala companies to have their emissions targets scientifically validated. Decarbonization is not just the right thing to do. It also unlocks several opportunities to create value just by applying a sustainability lens to all the business building activities we all have in our institutions. For example, in 2019, we've been able to raise around $5.6 billion in sustainable financing across the Ayala Group. This enables us to further accelerate our transition to net zero and expand our portfolio of sustainable investments in renewable energy, electric mobility, inclusive finance, and healthcare, among others. We're also delighted to offer a model for clean energy transition. Through ASEN's energy transition mechanism, we will be able to retire the 246 megawatt SL Tech coal-fired power plant by 2040, 15 years ahead of its technical end of life. It's a complex process that led to this, but we're very proud of it, because once upon a time, we said, well, we want to go renewable and push for that, but if we just sold the power plants that we have that are coal-generated, you're just not addressing the problem. You're just selling the asset to somebody else. So the problem continues. So through this mechanism, this energy transition mechanism, we're able to really take down the life of that coal plant. And I think Toti was mentioning earlier that the representative from the British Embassy, when he talked, it timed with the last coal plant, I guess, in the United Kingdom closing down, which is quite an extraordinary feat on their part. So we partnered with Keppel and Gen Zero to further accelerate this to 2030 using transition credits. This involves more than just shutting down the power plant. New renewable energy facilities will be established to cover the capacity that will be lost. So not only are we shortening the time of the coal plant, we're also taking that funding and putting it towards renewable energy to take up the loss in energy that comes from the plant coming backwards. The immediate community will also be supported with livelihood opportunities and upskilling to ensure a just and equitable transition. Aside from the environment, transformative growth should also incorporate the backgrounds, perspectives, and needs of a diverse set of people. Our Chief Sustainability Officer, Jaime Urquijo, spoke about this at length with FINEX, I think a few weeks ago, but allow me to re-emphasize some points. We believe that organizations will greatly benefit while also creating tremendous good by incorporating a diversity, equity, and inclusion lens into all that they do. There have been many studies that demonstrate real and tangible benefits when there is an intentional effort to attract more diverse talent, invest in inclusion and belonging efforts, and foster equitable practices. Research by global advisory firm Russell Reynolds and Associates saw that investing in DEI led to improved business outcomes, increased innovation because of the new ideas from different perspectives, and new consumer insights as brands can appeal to a broader and better understood customer base. Within organizations, DEI leads to higher job satisfaction and employee engagement that differentiates employers in today's increasingly competitive talent marketplace. I was also mentioning to Toti earlier that in the United States, there's been a lot of push and tug about DEI. There's been a movement towards and against DEI by certain sectors and other sectors that support it. It partly mirrors, I guess, the political nature of the Democrats and the Republicans and how they view that space. But I have to say within the Ayala Group, we're a great believer in the many positive effects that the DEI momentum has brought to our workplaces. At Ayala, we've embarked on a major DEI initiative to equip our people with the necessary perspectives to understand and practice DEI in their dealings with others, and ultimately apply this in our own programs and policies within the group. Our DEI journey began with a strong tone from the very top. We gathered the commitment of all Ayala CEOs to DEI principles with formal accountability for developing diverse and inclusive teams and modeling inclusive behaviors. Following this commitment was an extensive review and refresh of our human resource policies, formalizing policies on non-discrimination and equal opportunity in hiring, anti-sexual harassment, and whistleblowing. We also updated our employee benefit packages to be more appropriate to the realities of our employees face. For example, we expanded paternal leave benefits from the mandated 7 days to 30 days. Loans and flexible benefits were also expanded to cover education, home repair, transportation, and work from home equipment. On the medical side, we expanded the definition of qualified dependents to include domestic partners, same-sex partners, as well as parents of single employees up to the age of 75. Over the past few months, we've also held several inclusive circles aiming to create safe spaces for communities across the Ayala Group to discuss issues that are normally not tackled in the workplace. We have had sessions discussing mom guilt and the challenges faced by women within our group of companies, a session on pride and allyship for members and allies of the LGBTQIA+ community, and a session with our Gen Z employees. We found these circles to be a valuable platform to engage different segments of our employee base, while also allowing us to identify areas of concern or opportunity that help foster an inclusive work culture. We're just a few months into this more deliberate approach at DEI. As we gather more feedback and perspectives from our diverse employee base of over 60,000 individuals, we hope to further refine our approach and programs to be more meaningful and relevant to all. The third leg of transformative growth is digitalization. We cannot stop nor slow down the pace of technological change. Institutions would have to embrace digital technologies or risk becoming irrelevant to an increasingly digital stakeholder base. However, to borrow an important concept in sustainability, rapid digitalization requires that there should also be a just transition for those that will be affected. The World Economic Forum estimates that around 14 million jobs may vanish by 2027 as companies adopt AI. Thus, there's a need for us to quickly develop a future-ready workforce. These included basic digital literacy skills, as well as more advanced technical skills in programming and data science. At the same time, there are fundamental skills that Filipinos would need to master: comprehension, communication, and problem solving. These are capabilities that machines have yet to fully perform properly. And I think it's wonderful that you have a representative from the Department of Education who will be becoming absolutely fundamental to the future of our country is their success. At Ayala, our view is that AI, analytics, and other forms of digital technologies should move us from automation to augmentation. Rather than replace people with machines, we aim to harness technology to enhance what our people can do. This starts with a solid foundation of skills, supported by a community of like-minded peers. AC Analytics, our data science team, established a community of practice composed of practitioners across the whole Ayala Group. This 1,400-strong community enables analytics professionals to collaborate on joint projects, share lessons, and embark on advanced courses together. Early this year, we also partnered with the National University of Singapore for an executive training session. We equipped our senior organizational leaders with a strategic framework, practical tools, and data leadership skills to transition their companies into truly data-driven organizations. These community and capability building projects occur in parallel with ongoing use cases across our group. Just a few examples. Within APMC, our property management arm, AI combined with human input allowed fast but interpretable insights of customer and tenant responses from property management surveys. Aside from cost and work hours efficiencies, we were able to gather valuable feedback to improve our property management services. Meanwhile, GCash, within the Globe umbrella, uses AI to calculate customer credit scores, simplifying the credit and loan process and ensuring that customers will have access to the most relevant financial products. It was actually quite revealing. Jaime, the CEO of JP Morgan, was recently in town. We had a chance to meet him within our Ayala offices, and we talked about the whole issue of inclusivity. He was laser focused on the GCash model of customer credit scores in non-traditional ways using that financial platform. And he wanted to meet up with his team in London to discuss that further. It was really very complementary to the initiatives that we have here in the Philippines. And BPI similarly harnesses AI also to help clients better understand their financial habits and provide relevant options and access to the bank's offerings. As a final note, our belief that transformational growth is both exponential and inclusive growth is a principle that we hold dearly across the whole Ayala group of companies. We're just about to wrap up celebrations on Ayala's 190th anniversary, and we're grateful to everyone's support throughout our history as an institution for everything they have contributed. In line with this milestone, we revisited and refreshed our purpose as an organization. Ayala exists to build businesses that enable people to thrive. We think that this is a highly compelling model that businesses can consider. Ultimately, it's all about maintaining relevance to the stakeholders and communities that you serve. After all, no institution can exist in a world where the natural environment has been degraded beyond repair, nor can it operate in communities where social tensions and inequities are high. It is in the best interest of businesses to help create opportunities and an environment that allows people not just to survive, but to also become their best selves. This creates a virtuous cycle where both individuals and institutions and all of us will benefit. Again, My thanks to FINEX for this invitation. It's always a pleasure. And my congratulations on the successful week. And I look forward to the rest of the dialogue today. Toti, to you and your team, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jaime, for your leadership and action in embracing and also transcending the challenges of diversification, digitalization, sustainability towards transformative growth, not just for the firm, but for the host country and your communities. Now, at this point, I'd like to ask President Toti Bengzon and the FINEX Week officers to present Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala with a token of appreciation.